normally every time you build an offer, it can happen that you talk to your 5 founders and all of them turn it down because your offer is simply not good enough. Are you planning to be an entrepreneur? Think again. Why? Because of this insight. 70% of startups died in the first 3 years of birth. So that means 70% is gone. So if you are thinking to be an entrepreneur, there's a high chance you belong to this 70%. Why do we have to be an entrepreneur? Is there any particular way we can be an entrepreneur by reducing this massive risk going out of the business in the first 3-year period of time and all the financial losses as well too? Yes, there is a way. So this is called entrepreneurship. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how you could use this entrepreneurship approach so you can significantly reduce the risk of financial loss, reputational loss, business loss as well too, and step by step. You want that right? Of course you do. Let's get started. If you ever heard about entrepreneurship concept, that's great. But I'm going to tell you total 7 steps basically, so you could be a successful entrepreneur. And you're probably familiar with 1, 2, or 3 of them, but definitely the remaining 4 of it. So watch the video so you can get the whole step. The very first thing is about, you need to identify the company. Think about what are really your expertise. This is very important. What industry did you already worked on? What kind of relationship you have and your passion? So normally I always like to keep the passion as low as possible in the very early phase, because a passion is something you cultivate. It's not something you start with. And focus about building the 20 to 30 companies who has something you have well connected with those somehow. Probably that you know their founder, maybe they are in a relationship with you, or maybe they have a friend, you have a family member working there. So find out as many as touch point and pick up around 20 to 30. Maybe some of you don't have such kind of thing. Then focus on less criteria, just interesting about it, you know about them, and those are interesting product for you. If I've done the first exercise first well, the next step is about understanding their business model. And now you're thinking, oh my God, now we're going to do the business model canvas. No, you don't need to do business model canvas. All you need to do, basically 3 things. Figure out what problem they are solving. Number 2, for who is that they are solving the problem. Number 3, what is the product about? So figure out this thing. And 4th thing you could do actually, what is the price point as well? Because that will also help you too. When you have those 4 aspects, figure out for all the 20 or 30 companies you have, put down in an Excel file, and now you cross out. You rank your top 10, which really you think this one is aligned to expertise and knowledge, interest, not the passion yet. Passion will come later. I really want to say this one because this could be a real killer, and it's actually a real killer with lots of people. They're really talented and they went for only passion and they got blinded. So now you cross them out and get to first 10 company. You figure out, you rank this one. The rank 1 means the most exciting one for you and most amount of understanding about that business model as well. And the rank 10 is the least interesting to you among the 10, and also the least understanding you have about the business model. Step number 3 is about the insight I told you right in the beginning. There's a 70% company go out of the business in the first 3 years of the business. So now, look into your top 10 company. Any of the company are younger than 3 years, cross them out. Or if they are less than a company, but they at least have $1 million business revenue, you can keep them. That could be an exception. But anybody has less than 3 years and not have $1 million revenue, cross them out. Because there is a one mental model. It's a very fantastic one. It's said by Charles Munger. The one lasts longer, going to last longer. So that means the thing is already here for a longer period of time, is gonna stay a longer period of time. Because of that advantage, relationship, network, skills, leverage, all those things they already have. So they're gonna survive longer into it too. Your list probably become dropped to maybe 5 and 6 or 7, right? But now you may say, okay John, why didn't you tell me before? So I could actually skip them on brave in the first step. No. I don't want you to be so critical in the very first step. You need to do a little bit of homework. You need to find out as many companies as you want. And now in this step, now you do that filter and you can drop it to maybe 7 or 8 or maybe even 5. Now you have a list. Now is your step number 4 will start. Now you sit down. Specifically think about what particular value can you add into the company and why it's going to be very special for the company. So normally there are different ways. You could bring a digital wing for the business. You could bring up a lot of digital capability into the business. you could sell more, you could market better, you could run the operations, all those different things you get to work. Of course, the first three is more valuable than the operations, because in a company, a startup company always looking to thrive their business, and tech, marketing and sales are normally the first primary focus of every founder entering. So if you have expertise about these three things, it's great. If you don't, you can focus on operations too. But your deal needs to be more attractive, which I will tell you as well too. Typically, you focus out what unique value you can bring, and how you're gonna bring, and what you're gonna bring, and how long you need to bring this one to. And that exercise is a step number 4. When you have this information, and that one, now you move to the step number 5, which is you build an unshakable offer. So this offer, you're gonna create for each of the company what specifically amazing value you can create for them. And one of the best way about you bring this offer is about adding a fail-safe option, because as a founder of these entrepreneurs, they're all having a lots of risk, lots of headache, and they're dealing with this one too. You should not be bringing more risk for the company, because if you're bringing more risk for the company, you will be just an average employee. But now you don't want to be an average employee. You want to be an entrepreneur and want to be part of the company. So your goal is about you bring up a deal. A deal should be always a guarantee or a fail-safe or something like I keep working until we get to the result too. That kind of deal you put it on, and then you bring it to the table. So there's a lot of amazing way you could create the deals and make it very creative as well too. So one book I would like to recommend, this one is called $100 Million Deal. It's from Alex Hormozy. Check it out. There's a lot of interesting way. He gave it out a lot of nuggets about how you can create a great unbreakable deal. One of the best way, this one about you create your offer, and then you talk to some of your people. Maybe if you're a husband, talk to them. If you have a wife, talk to them. If you have a brother or sister, talk to them and listen to what they really talk. Why? Maybe they are not super qualified. They're not the CEO, but they care about you, and everything that come out of their mouth is going to be probably as valuable as BCG or McKinsey consultant. So now your goal will be to ask them in a way, neutral way, not to create an emotional way, and don't get emotional and don't make them emotional when you ask them feedback too. Try to keep a neutral position and get that input and use that BCG consulting, which you already have around you, right? You already have this thing. You have the great offer too. With this one, I'm going to move to the step number 6. Step number 6 about now you prepare your hit list. So there are 2 strategies you could do. If you have a very exciting offer and you have a great presentation skill and you have done some pitching activity, you can start with the rank 1 straight. Or if you're not really confident about any of them, then start with the lowest one in the company. Maybe in the list you have a 7 or 8, right? Start with that one. Take some feedback, fail on them on the lower rank, learn from this one, improve your offer, and then you go for higher levels as well too. And that could help you to get a much more unshakable offer for your top preferred companies as well too. Those are not going to be hardest, but those are your highest preference, right? And you want to win with them. So now, meet those founder, and one of the best way to meet the founder is about reaching out to them in LinkedIn, drop them emails. You should have some slide deck of your offer and send it to them and say, hey, this is the way I want to join the organization. This is my offer to be an entrepreneur, and I would like to have a discussion with you. Don't go through HR departments. It's going to be a very long card. Talk directly to the founder. Before even you sending out those offer letter, try to add them in the LinkedIn at least 3 to 4 weeks before, because everybody's busy. Founder is busy. Probably they're not really active in LinkedIn. So by this time your offer is ready, they are already accepted your connection request. And if somebody not accepted your connection request yet, that's a bad sign. And let's say example, you send out to 10 people, only 2 people accepted. Means you need a backup plan right now. You need to bring up more companies into your list to at least to get 4 or 5 so you can have. So this is something that can help you get the offer and get your list better as well. The last step, step number 7, and this is something very important. Don't expect that the first 1 to 3 meetings you're gonna get better. So normally every time you build an offer, it can happen that you talk to your 5 founders and all of them turn it down because your offer is simply not good enough. Your offer needs to be better. So to receive all the feedback, improve this one, you could go for group number 2, another 5 company you need to build from 1 to step number 4, and you can teach them. And then after 3 or 4 months later, you can come back to them. And all these things, you can do all of it when you are having a job, and you can use your weekend to do this one. You're probably thinking about, weekend, I cannot work. I just want to tell you one book. It's going to inspire you. Check out the book, $1 Million Weekend. There's a lot of valuable concept that how you can use the best use of it. I have changed my weekend almost 8 years since 2016 when I started my nonprofit, and I'm so grateful that I have transformed my weekend and I find out a lot of value out of my life, and who I become today is because I changed my weekend into it too. All the thing I told you 8 steps, you don't need a lot of hours. You probably need around 4 hours or 8 hours in the weekend, and that should be pretty much enough. Let's say Saturday morning and Sunday morning you work on this one, and the rest of the time you can give it to your family, friends, lover, networking, hanging out, drinking, whatever you want to do, you can do it. But this one is going to be very rewarding for you because it's going to get you ready in 3 to 6 month period of time to become a great, unshakable entrepreneur, and that will fulfill your mission, be a successful entrepreneur as well too. If you have more questions about any particular steps, go ahead and comment the video. If you get the value out of the video, so don't forget to give it a thumbs up so the algorithm of the platform understand this video was useful for you, so the algorithm will send this video to more people like you so they can also use this video and make their entrepreneurship or entrepreneurship passion successful in their life. So that's the wrap for right now. I will see you in the next video.
We have some exciting plans for the next week, so don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it out.